Reddit is absolutely on fire right now. People are not happy. They are not happy with this current cast members, especially when it comes to Rick with the silent P at the beginning of his name. If you know, you know. But let's dive in though, because there's multiple things to talk about. But we are going to begin with Rick with the silent P before his name. So, first one's first. This one here, people say, I know it hurts, baby, but he did you a favor. And this favor is the fact that she found out that Rick was talking to his ex again. Which means that really and truly, it is her chance to now say, you know what, screw you, me and you are over. Okay, this person says, I wish this was a deal breaker for it, but I'm afraid she'll give him another chance, and he certainly doesn't deserve one. If she could only see what a bullet she dodged, but she's blinded by this creep, will she take him back again? And that is something that I guess we have to wait to see when it comes to the next episode itself. But here's the thing though, why do we believe that she's going to take him back? Well, simply because, well, when she first found out that he decided to go and sleep with his ex when she didn't respond to him after 2 days, well, that was the moment of her recognizing that this man is nothing but moving mad. But instead of her taking the reality-ready route by dumping his ass, she said, no, I want to join you and be moving mad as well. Which has been something that has become rather frustrating for us viewers. But here's the thing. Let's move on to the next one. Somebody here came in and said, Rick the Ick has a contingency for every promise. Yes, he does, doesn't he now? Always got a backup plan. Continues by saying, it's so infuriating listening to this conversation with the family about agreeing to marry Trish and have a child. Everything he says he will do based on some condition. If this, then that. The guy has no intention of following through on anything. And let's be real, has he done anything so far this season that's really shown that he has any intention of following through with anything that he says? Because as of right now, it doesn't seem to be the case. As of right now, it seems as if he just says things just to get his own way. And that is the part where people are becoming more and more frustrated with Rick with the silent P before his name. But there's more when it comes to the rant of Rick. So this person came in and said, what the F? Rick is such an a-hole. Oh my God. Not only does he lie about wanting to have a child with Trisha, but he lies about still having contact with his ex, especially something so inappropriate. Does anyone know if his ex is the one he has his children with? From what I understand, this is not the ex that he has children with. I think the ex he has children with is the Nigerian woman that he married once upon a time. But at the same time, though, I don't know if all of his kids are with the same woman. I'm pretty sure that he's got kids with different women, though. Something to look into there. Continues by saying, oh, how many women does he have children with? Rick is literally a walking, moving mad flag. Oh my God. Trisha deserves so much better than the man-child. That is true. Definitely a man-child. Nothing manly about him, really and truly. Let's just remove the man-child and just put down child. Then again, I feel like we're disrespecting children, aren't we now? So yeah, he's just nothing but immature. Yeah. I hope that was the last straw for her. I mean, honestly, we all hope that this is going to be the last straw for Trisha, because really and truly, if she does not finally bite the bullet and says, you know what, screw you, she's going to end up losing even more respect from us viewers. We already don't respect her for giving them a chance. If she continues in this route and really shows that she's somebody that doesn't care to be reality ready, well then, what is there for us to respect when it comes to Trisha? And then also we're going to move on to the last post itself in particular regarding Rick and Trisha, but there's more posts to talk about regarding other couples. So let's get into this one. Someone said, wow. They probably didn't say wow like that, to be fair, because that was rather annoying. I do apologize. Anyway, let's continue. You'll be coming on my neck on my post, but hear me out. When her uncle and her dad were pressing him to say yes about having a baby, he said, I'll have to say yes. So he said it because he was being forced to or pressured to by her family. You know what, before I even say anything about that sentence, let me read the rest. He didn't like that. He panicked because deep down he knows what this is. He doesn't want to have kids with her. I generally don't even think he ever planned on marrying her. So what does he do? He intentionally texts his ex in front of her so that she would suspect and ask for his phone. Now I like where this is going. He knew what she would find. What a cop-out. He's so strategic and gross. Oh my God. Instead of just letting her go and being honest with her, about not wanting a family, open brackets, which she was still willing to stay with him if he didn't, close bracket, he pulled this. This is my opinion. He felt relief about her seeing the messages. That's a strong point, and that's a very good point, to be fair, because really and truly, when it came down to it, Trisha was definitely giving us the vibe that even if Rick didn't want kids, that she was potentially still going to consider still being with him, even if it meant turning her back on her family. Now, of course, we will never know if that was something that she would have done. If she would have gone down the route of literally saying, you know what, I won't have kids, and you know what, I'm going to turn back on my family, I'm pretty sure at that point, a lot of us would have been like, yeah, there is no hope for this lady. She's simply moving mad. She's certified moving mad badge. Yeah, she needs a certified moving mad badge at this point, you know what I mean? And therefore, any respect that we could have had for her would have definitely been in the bin. But this is the situation. The only way she would have been in a position where people could have respected her and appreciated for being reality ready would have been if she said, Rick, screw you. But instead of saying, Rick, screw you, this is why people are where they are right now, where people assume and believe that there's a potential chance that she may actually give him another chance. But I guess that's something we have to wait to see, obviously, as the season progresses. Now, I've heard a rumor that Trisha is pregnant, but not with Rick's baby. The only thing is, the rumor that I've heard, I don't feel like it's come with anything necessarily solid that has a backup to it. But if she is pregnant, and she is pregnant without Rick's child, the good thing about that is at least we know that she's not with Rick anymore. I'm really hoping that they're not together because, to be fair, there's nothing that I've seen in social media per se that has given me that indication, but you never know sometimes, right, with some of these people. Either way, though, let me know your thoughts. Do you think the season will end with Trisha finally saying to Rick, screw you, I'm running away from you? Or do you think this season will end with her simply choosing to be moving mad and still allowing this man to be in her life? And to be fair, do we think that she's even going to tell her family? Probably not, because she hasn't told them about the first situation, has she now? Interesting. I tell you what would be beautiful, though. If she's now pregnant with her ex. You know that it's the same ex that Rick doesn't want to hear about? Imagine she got back with him and got pregnant and got married at the same time. I mean, I wouldn't advise it because obviously that relationship clearly is not healthy for her. But it would be funny in terms of how it would make Rick feel. Rick the ick. Rick with the silent P. Now we're going to move on to the next topic itself in particular here. This one is all about Josh. So, as you can see, people have come out and said, I was with him since he was born. So this was Josh obviously talking about his child. This person puts in crazy ass comment to make about your own son. Like, dude, I would hope so. There are a lot of really clueless dudes on this season that live in La La Land, but this guy would be great friends with Matt specifically. I believe he's talking about Matt that is with Jasmine. Which, to be fair, I can see why they would say that. To be fair, there isn't too much to say on this one. I simply wanted to show you this one because I wanted to get your thoughts and your review on this comment itself in particular. Is it really a crazy-ass comment because, well, you're supposed to be there for your son? And it's kind of sad because we live in a world now where there's a lot of people that are not there anymore for their children. So sad. So sad and so absolutely annoying. But hey, give me your thoughts on that one itself in particular. But now we're going to move on to the next one. Now, this one here is all about Laura. So people have been trying to really think long and hard when it comes to Laura, obviously, when it comes to her relationships, and obviously why are things not working for her when it comes to Birkan, as well as also when it comes to Michael. Well, somebody decided to take their time and they said it's Laura's weight. Is Laura weight really the reason why she could be in this position? Let's have a look. This person says, I've been trying to figure out what's the deal with Laura and Michael all season. It's all just so strange. I just realized tonight the reason Laura and Michael aren't together is because she's not in her weight. A year ago, when she tried to kiss him, she was a lot heavier than she is now. And she's still a rather big woman. I think her weight is what's preventing Michael from wanting to leave the friend zone with Laura. He's helping her on her weight loss journey and works out with her, and they spend a lot of time together and watch movies, etc. But she's just not what he's into physically. I think he's secretly hoping she will lose more weight so she can actually get together, so they can get together. They get along great personality wise. Her weight is the only thing holding him back. Thoughts? I mean, listen, this is a thing. This is a thing in this world, okay? Sometimes people will not be with you because of the way you look aesthetically, and sometimes people will hang around until you do better, and then they'll be like, actually, you know what? Maybe we and you can be together now. And it is a thing. Now, here's the thing, though. If this is the case, then obviously Laura should definitely be like, no, I can't be with you now because because you want me now because of said reasons. That's just not cool. Because really and truly, Micah could have been like, listen, I do want to be with you. I do like the way we are, but I want to help you on your health journey, not weight journey, health journey. Because I would like you to be at a healthier weight, at a healthier point in your life. Always avoid using the word weight. Let's just avoid that. You know what I mean? Could have worded himself in a way that says, okay, I want to help you. Or he could have done something different. Something completely different. What he could have done is continue to get to know her and then, started suggesting for them to do a lot of different activities that involved obviously losing weight. And also on top of that, also suggesting things like, for example, when they go out to eat, also suggest, hey, maybe I should cook for us today. Or maybe saying, hey, I'm going to come over. Is it okay if you can make us this today? Do you see what I'm saying? Doing it slyly, doing it quietly. And to be fair, there's nothing wrong with that method. Because really and truly, you're actually preventing that person from thinking about the fact that, I'm actually on a weight loss journey. Because sometimes when people know that they're on a health journey, it can derail them. They can be like, what's going on? But when people do it without even knowing they're doing it, to be fair, it can actually be a great tactic, to be fair with you. So really and truly, if he's really somebody that's all about the weight, and that's why he won't be with her, there could have been two other ways that I've given you there that he could have gone about it. I'm pretty sure there's other ways as well. But instead, potentially, he has gone down this way. And if this is the way that he's gone about it, is it a deal breaker? I guess that is subjective dependent on the person. Let me know, would it be a deal breaker for you if this is the way, if somebody you knew went about it this way, would this be a deal breaker, but you'd feel like, so this is why you wouldn't touch me all the time, but now you will? And also, let's just add the fact that, we know that she also went to Turkey to get to obviously have a weight loss surgery, didn't she? So that also does kind of make things interesting. Now, I do wonder though, this whole Turkey trip, I wonder who put it in her mind. Maybe Michael did plant a seed about that a while back and we just didn't see it because it wasn't aired on TV. Maybe that's the real reason why she went to Turkey. You never know, right? But let's have a look and see what some people have had to say. Some people said, Laura seems immature for me for a woman in her 40s. Facts. She's like a 13-year-old girl emotionally. Facts. We seem to be overrun with women that are emotionally 13 this season. Doesn't she teach in a middle school or high school or something? I'm going to tell you this now, folks. As somebody that also used to work in schools, I promise you now, just because somebody works in a school, it doesn't mean that they're smart up here when it comes to life smart. People that I find, generally speaking, people that are academically intelligent are stupidly stupid when it comes to common sense in the real world. That's something that I found a lot of the time. Not all the time, but a lot of the time. So her being a teacher doesn't mean that she's going to be clued up. It's more a reason for her to not be clued up, to be honest with you, right? Regardless of what level she's teaching at. But yeah, we would expect better, especially given the fact that our teachers are the ones that tell us as kids what we are going to amount to and what we are not going to amount to. And then, a lot of the time, those words bite them in the ass, give or take. But hey, it is what it is. But now we're going to move on to Jovon. Jovon is somebody that is definitely... I don't know who is the most disliked cast member of this season, to be honest with you. But I know Jovon is somebody that a lot of people just cannot stand. So let's dive into this situation here. So there's two posts regarding him. First one says he doesn't deserve her, that being Annalyn. Also, isn't this quite cheap for a wedding band? Yes, it is. I've never been married and don't know the logistics. I mean, I won't lie to you. If I could marry somebody and they were happy for me to spend that much on a wedding band, boy, I'd be happy as hell. I'd know you're my person. You tell me to spend a couple grand or more. Me and you, we're not together no more. Anyway, let's continue. Don't know the logistics, but I felt like that wasn't much money for a ring. I can't believe he treats her this way. She is so sweet and really wants him to love her. I think she can do much better than him. He doesn't deserve her. He can go on like this male podcast influencers. I hope one day she finds somebody, or someone, shall I say, who will respect her and appreciate her for her more. I mean, listen, a lot of us have definitely sat there and said, you know what, this man does not appreciate her. And a lot of us have sat here and definitely said, you know what, we could probably see her being with somebody so much better. In fact, there was even a Reddit post that I spoke about previously where some people even said that if she does find a way in the United States, she's likely or potentially going to leave him if she gets to America and she finds that there's going to be other men who actually give her less stress and have a lot more to offer. Whether or not that will ever happen or not, I don't know. But really and truly though, when it comes to Jovon, he definitely does not know how to address himself when it comes to his woman. He's definitely somebody that will, I feel like Jovon is somebody that unintentionally gaslights her, unintentionally offends her, because I don't think he's actually aware of the things that he does. I don't think he's intelligent enough to be as dumb as he is. Do you see what I'm saying? I don't mean he's intelligent enough to be as gaslight or to be just I just feel like he's just a donut, to be honest with you. You know, he is somebody that he is his own problem and he doesn't recognize it. But this isn't to say that Annalyn is a sweetheart per se, because she has her own flaws as well. Now, this is the other post where somebody says that this guy acts like a woman / girlfriend's wives are unnecessarily inconvenienced. To be fair, he does actually give that a vibe that he does act like women, girlfriends, wives, can be unnecessary inconvenience. But let's find into what this person also had to say. They say he's like stuck in a bipolar Rodney Dangerfield bit. Who is Rodney Dangerfield? I have to look into that. God damn. Anyway, if you don't want romance or a partner, nobody is making you. He treats normal relationship expectations like there's some ferocious girl thing that he shouldn't be bothered with. I ain't gonna lie to you. There is no lie said there. But let's read this one here. But somebody definitely took the time to chime in. He is mad at himself and his position in life. He resents that he isn't in a position to truly provide for a woman. I like this so far. He is living with roommates and working as a CNA in an old folks' home. A far stretch from the masculine man he wants to be. Maybe. But does your job title really define who you are, masculine-wise? Interesting question. Let me know. Does your job title define who you are as a masculine man? Please do. Let me know that one. In order to have power, control, and an attractive woman, he chose to go after a woman in a developing country. He gets someone dependent on him and who can support for a few $100s a month. Okay. Passport bro, basically, you're saying. His expectation is that she should be so grateful and thankful that he entered her life and allowed her a soft life, which definitely is not the way to go about things. Again, I don't think he's intelligent enough to... I just think he does these things off the whim. If anything, he's obviously watching this podcast, listening to what they're saying, and then he's acting, but not really thinking about it. But hey, let's think about it. If he was somebody that was that intelligent to behave the way he did, then he wouldn't go on a podcast. Do you see what I'm saying? He's a sheep rather than a lion. That's how it works. Right, continues by saying he wants to pick her up. He wants her to pick up after him, treat him like a king, and constantly sing his praises, all with a smile on her face. Yeah, basically he doesn't really believe in actual love. He thinks relationships should be based on a book. Yeah, on what people tell you to be. This is your role. This is my role. That's it. He needs to make her feel like he's a real man, because deep down he knows he isn't. He is the problem. And instead of working on himself and becoming the man he truly wants to be, he'd rather be lazy and go along with this charade. I hear it. He is the worst. Yuck. These two should be getting divorced instead of renewing their vows. You read him to filth, 100% agree with every word too. So the question is, who disagrees? And who agrees? Let me know your thoughts. I felt like that was one of the most reality-ready breakdowns that I've seen on Reddit, to be fair, thus far. I did like that one, to be fair. Or was that person moving mad? Maybe Jovon is actually a guy that's reality-ready and he's not moving mad at all. Give me your thoughts. But I will say this, though. This doesn't excuse Annalyn, though. It does not excuse Annalyn, because she's the one that is choosing to tolerate this man. She chose to marry a man that she never met. Okay? And obviously she is experiencing the way he is treating her. And despite the way he is treating her, guess what, folks? She still decided to stay. So that is where she is mostly not innocent. There is always that part. It is easy for us to say this person has done this. But at the same time, we also have to recognize that this person, just like Trisha, for example, is still choosing to stay, even though they should leave. But obviously with Trisha, it's a whole different ballgame. Everything about that one is purely red flags, but she's choosing to just stay around. Yeah, she is her own problem. But hey, let me know your thoughts and we can definitely talk about it. So please do make sure you hype the video on your way out, like, subscribe, and I look forward to all your lovely comments. Thank you so much for your time and have a great day.